Are you tired of needing a spreadsheet to play Honkai Star Rail? You shouldn't need a PhD to play a game. Well, I have the perfect thing for you.
The Super Duper Ultra Extreme Beginner's Guide.
Now with 26 extra tips. If you just landed here and never played a HOVS game, then let me explain. Whether it's Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, or Zenless Zone Zero, forget about the game genre. There will always be focused on resource management. In the case of Honkai Star Rail, it involves turn-based battles with a lot of resource management. Throughout the game, you will encounter more than 17 different currencies needed to do almost anything. Trailblaze Power, Reserve Trailblaze Power, Emulsifiers, Credits, Stellar Jades, EXP Books, Ether, Crystals, World Currencies, Essential Materials, Crafting Materials, Lucent Afterglow, Undying Starlight, Undying Embers, Special Passes, Common Passes, Oneric Shards. Shit, it never ends. You will always need something more. Whether it's leveling up your characters, improving your items, or simply battling a boss, these resources are crucial. So the first tip is to start managing now. In the early stages, it may seem like you always have an abundance of resources. You'll have millions of credits, but it won't last long. To reach the maximum level of a character, you will need 294 purple EXP books, and that's just the beginning. As I said, there are 17 different currencies, but there is one that is more important than all: Trailblaze Power. We recover one Trailblaze Power every 6 minutes, but what makes it so important is that with it, you can obtain any other resource. You'll be using so many different contents to obtain ornaments, EXP, credits, trace materials, essential materials, relics, and most importantly, Trailblaze EXP. Because this currency is so scarce, it requires careful planning while spending it. But don't worry, any unused Trailblaze Power will be converted into Reserve Trailblaze Power, although it recovers 3 times slower, and failing to acquire any of these rewards will refund the power you spent. Since Trailblaze Power is so crucial, the best way to optimize its use is by increasing your Trailblaze level. Unlike your character's levels, your only way to get Trailblaze EXP is through content. For each Trailblaze Power, you will receive 5 EXP, so you don't need to worry about optimizing it since they all offer the same amount. Once you get enough EXP, you will level up, and Popon will offer a reward. However, the most important levels are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 65. Once you reach these levels, you can complete a challenge to increase your equilibrium level. At level 1, it will increase your max technique points from 3 to 4. You will get Extension level 2 and unlock Crimson Calyxes. At level 2, increase another technique point, makes the Ascension level 3 available, and unlocks the Stagnant Shadow content. At level 3, you get access to Ascension level 4 and unlocks Relic Crafting. At level 4, you get access to Ascension level 5, and at level 5, you get a max Ascension level at the moment. Each level will unlock new mechanics and above all, increase the rarity of items obtained in any of these contents, allowing you to get better return on your Trailblaze Power investment. One of the first mechanics unlocked in the game is your dailies. Many players will focus on continuing their mission and ignore the dailies for now. Don't do that. To start, they are straightforward. Just have to complete 500 points distributed across 6 different tasks selected each day. However, the main point is that they offer a lot of Trailblaze XP, not to mention Stellar Jades. If you rely only on the XP offered in your quests, you will quickly find yourself stuck at some quests that require a minimum level to continue the game. Fuel is a rare item you'll find in your battle pass, but sometimes they are also offered in quests or as an event reward. They can be consumed and in return you will receive Trailblaze Power. Because it's a rare item, don't spend it recklessly. Many players will use it at a low equilibrium level to get more Trailblaze XP, but now that you've seen this guide, you know that early equilibrium levels will offer good rewards. You're such a smart boy. Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Anyway, save as much as you can until you hit Equilibrium 6 to acquire the best rewards. Meanwhile, use only Trailblaze Power. That way you can maintain your team capable of completing the needed content. This tip is essential and not applying it in Genshin made me hate the game for so long. You'll find several game mechanics that will increase the strength of your characters. Relics, traces, character levels, Lightcones, and Eidolons. Except for Eidolons, you can farm all of them without spending money. However, not all of them will guarantee a power increase to your team. Relics are entirely random. Many times, you will invest 30 Trailblaze Power to get a nothing burger. So, before enhancing your relics, focus on improving your level, the level of your Lightcones, and your traces. Only after having them maximized or very close to the limit should you consider farming relics. For those coming from Genshin, this might be the most surprising tip, but don't focus on one character. Focus on your team, but only one team. Select 4 characters that make up a good team with at least 1 DPS, 1 support, and 1 healer. Leave an open slot to add the character you prefer, and then focus on these 4. Unlike Genshin, you won't have just one character on the field. There will always be your complete team. If only one of your characters is at a high level and the others at a low level, they will be quickly overwhelmed and won't fulfill their role in the fight. On the other hand, don't invest in more than 4 characters right at the start. Eventually, you'll be required to build a second team, but the game or the main quest won't offer enough resources for you to build both teams at the same time. So make sure you have a solid team before moving on to the next. Don't focus solely on your DPS. It's cool to see a unit explode an opponent, but if your supports are not well developed, they will die really fast, and your DPS will go down the drain right after. Ensure that your whole team is evolving at the same pace. Another important point is to have a healer or shielder in your team. Initially, you won't feel this need, but as the difficulty advances, you will encounter more and more opponents with high damage. Additionally, some contents like the simulated universe will force you to fight horde of opponents without time to heal or use items, leaving you to heal within the battle. Another thing, these characters can typically auto cleanse and remove debuffs, which can become a significant problem when facing opponents above level 70. Traces are what we call each point in your skill tree, and mainly your skill, ultimate, and talent can reach up to level 10. However, the resources needed will scale exponentially in the last levels, so think carefully before committing to so many materials and credits. There are characters where the change in their abilities won't be so impactful. For example, Natasha, your first healer, has skill heals an ally and provides continuous healing, and it's level 7, it offers 9.5 plus 233 in healing, while level 8 offers 9.8% plus 249 in healing. It's a marginal improvement, and therefore keeping it at level 7 will be a good way to save Trailblaze Power or allocate to another character. Always take advantage when a new banner starts to test new characters. Don't be afraid to learn what they do and compare them to those in your team. You may not even use them, but you will understand more about how the game works. Also, if you have a character in hand and want to test them out, don't be afraid. Just don't over-compromise. Taking a character to level 40 to test them will cost 7 times less than taking them to level 80. There is a lot of information on the internet about the best compositions, from videos to infographics. Follow creators and content about Honkai. This way, you won't need to analyze each composition and can understand those that are the strong at the moment. Take advantage and hit subscribe. Many players will focus only on 5-star characters and try to build the entire composition around them. However, several 4-star characters have an excellent performance and are even comparable to some 5-star characters. For example, Asta is the best support to increase your speed, and Tinyu is the best support for energy gain. Simulated Universe is one of the best contents in Honkai Star Rail, offering a roguelike experience, and it's necessary to obtain your ornaments. But besides that, the Simulated Universe offers a list of weekly rewards. For each stage completed, you'll receive a score that counts toward your rewards. By achieving these points, you will receive 225 Stellar Jades, 300,000 credits, 1 Herta Bond, 18 Lost Crystals, 1 Star Rail Pass, and the 2 most important rewards, 4 Immersifiers. They are used to obtain ornaments without consuming Trailblaze Power. This means that in addition to ornaments, you are receiving 800 Trailblaze XP per week. And finally, 1 Track of Destiny, used to reach the maximum level of a skill. The Herta Bond will be introduced along with another mechanic in the simulated universe, the Herta Store. There, you will find for sale 5-star Lightcones for each of the paths. Although they may not be as powerful as a Lightcone created for each character, they can be far superior to 4-star Lightcones, depending on who will use them. Also, in the store you will find superimposers. This allows you to superimpose any of the Lightcones purchased in the Herta Store, making it really easy to reach Superimposition 5. Another way to obtain Lightcones Lightcones for free is through the Forgotten Hall. By completing the Trailblaze Level 21 missions, you'll gain access to the Forgotten Hall, which puts your team against bosses, and with each advanced level, you will earn Stellar Jades and credits. It's one of the main late game's content to really test your teams, but it also unlocks a shop to acquire 4-star Lightcones. In this shop, you will find a Lightcone for each path, which can be purchased as many times as you need. Therefore, it is also easy to superimpose them. Each purchase will cause Lucent Afterglow, which can be obtained in the Forgotten Hall and Echoes of War. After completing the Forgotten Hall, you will gain access to the Memory of Chaos, which resets every 15 days, allowing you to continue acquiring more Lucent Afterglow. Usually, every 45 days, we have a new patch released. In these patches, we have some game updates announced, and the main ones are the events. Each event is connected to some story in the game, but the main thing is that many of them are time limited. Some are shorter and others are longer, but at the end of the day, at some point, they become unavailable. So take advantage of these events to acquire more resources. Many events offer a new character or a new Lightcone, which will be important to add flexibility to your team. Oops, I missed an event. What do I do now? The most important events remain available for you to play even after their official period ends. Just go to the conventional memoir and check it out. However, their rewards are reduced. Another game mechanic that will be introduced during your journey is the Echo of War. It allows you to face bosses again, but this time you can choose the difficulty level based on your equilibrium level. It will cost you 30 Trailblaze Power in exchange for receiving trace materials, some relics, and rarely a 4-star Lightcone. But there is a little detail. You can only do it 3 times a week. So if there is any character that demands these materials, it's better to start farming now. By completing secondary missions, you'll receive a specific currency for each planet. These currencies may go unnoticed, but they are extremely useful, not only for you to acquire new materials, recipes and relics, but when you reach a consumption level, each store will give you quite interesting rewards, from Stellar Jades and Star Rail passes to Lightcones. As soon as you reach Trailblaze Level 15, the game will introduce you to the Nameless Honor, the battle pass of Honkai Star Rail. You will find weekly and patch-long missions in it. The more missions you complete, the more experience you accumulate until you get the reward for each level. Even without using your delightful credit card, it will offer essential resources, in addition to fuel, which means more Trailblaze XP and Star Rail passes. However, the Nameless Honor will last only for 45 days. After that, it will reset, and if you want to receive the best rewards, you need to be very careful to complete the missions. The most important thing about the Nameless Honor is when you reach level 40, you will receive the Self-Modeling Resin as a reward. This material allows you to build a relic or ornament of your choice with the primary stat already pre-selected. This will help a lot to reduce the time needed to farm some of your relics, although you still need a bit of luck with your substats. Your only reliable way is to get on the Nameless Honor, although it has appeared as a reward in some events, but it's not recurrent or common. A straightforward way to speed up your Trailblaze level is by exploring the maps. In each map there are dozens of chests, and each one will give Trailblaze XP, so take the opportunity to find each one. Consequently, you will obtain many important resources. If you don't remember which chests you've taken or where they are, use the HoYoLab interactive map to find all the chests and traders, link in the description. If you've played other gachas, especially from HoYoVas, you should be already familiar with the concept of pooling for characters. However, it's worth explaining some details about optimizing your pools on banners. When you open the Stellar Wall, you will find between 3 to 5 banners. Now counting the initial banner used to teach you how it works. The first is the regular wall. In this wall, you will have a 0.6% of getting any 5-star character or Lightcone, and a 5.1% chance of receiving a 4-star character or Lightcone. The main difference from other banners is that in this one, there will be a fixed pool of 7 5-star characters and their Lightcones. Additionally, this banner uses Star Rail passes to perform the pool. All your other banners will be time limited, focused on either a character or a Lightcone. The main difference are that in the Lightcone banners, you will not be able to obtain a 5-star character. In the character banners, you will not be able to obtain a 5-star Lightcone. In the character banners, you will have a 50% chance when obtaining a character, it will be the one from the banner. In the Lightcone banners, the chance improves to 75% chance. If you obtain a 5-star character or a 5-star Lightcone and it's not the one from the banner, the the next one you obtain will be the one from the banner you pulled. There is also a small difference in the Lightcone banners. They have a slightly increased chance of offering 4 stars and 5 stars. Pity is a very common concept in gachas. The game records how many times you've tried any of the banners and gradually increases your chances. But especially after trying 70 times, you enter the territory of what we call soft pity, where your chances of getting a 5 star increases significantly until reaching 90 pulls, where you will definitely pull a 5 star. So it's important to track and know exactly how many pulls you have already made to understand the real chances of obtaining that character. The easiest way is by clicking on view details and record, but there are also some websites that help track and understand better how your pity is. Unless you buy a lot of oniric shards, most players end up not exploring the in-game store so much. And even if you don't want to spend money, there is a way to get some good resources there. When you open the store, you will be introduced to the Express Supply Pass, which is a subscription to receive oniric shards and consequently Starlight Jades. It's the cheapest but not instant way to obtain Jades. But this is not our focus. Just below, we will have the Starlight Exchange, which offers 4-star units and 5-star Lightcones. The characters will alternate from time to time, but the Lightcones are fixed. To acquire them, you will use Undying Starlight, which is only obtained by pulling a 4 or 5-star character or Lightcone. After that, you will have the Embers Exchange, which will be the main point of the store. Here you can acquire materials, credits, and especially Star Rail passes. This store uses Undying Embers, obtained in any pool, so even playing free to play, you will have many of them, and can use them to get more pools or materials you need. Let's do a quick recap. Be wise with your resources. The most important currency is Trailblaze Power. Trailblaze Level improves your rewards. Do your dailies. Don't waste your fuel. Invest your resources in something guaranteed. Select 4 characters and focus on them. Don't siphon everything in your DPS. You must have a healer or shooter. You don't need to max your traces. Don't be afraid to test new characters, but also don't overcompromise. Use data to enhance your composition. Don't subestimate 4 stars or overestimate 5 stars. Do your simulated universe, use the Herta store, get your free 4-star Lightcones, do your time limited events, farm your Echo of War, use your world's currencies, do your Nameless Honor, get your Self-Modeling Resin. Exploration is an easy way to get EXP, understand how banners work, track your pity, use the in-game store, and last but not least, subscribe.